It's time for us to make life sacred again. It's time for us to start truly cherishing things that we value and keeping them gatekeeping a little bit. So you may be asking yourself, what do you hope to gain from this? So my intention with this video is to give you guys perspective about protecting not only your peace, but the spaces and environments that you're in, right? Not everybody deserves to be in the places that you're in, or deserves to be, you know, have this sort of access. And that's a reason why a lot of times we've had so many different traditions and so many cases in which the only way to experience certain things is to immerse yourself in the culture. Now, I'm not going to hate on social media because it's changed my life, and that's the reason why you're watching this video. You know, it's going to change your life too. But I felt the need to get online and just say, hey, we need to start making things sacred again. Like, there isn't a reason why people who aren't supposed to be in a space should be in that space. They can be curious, but that doesn't mean that they have the right to invade. And I feel like we need to be more comfortable about setting boundaries for certain things like this. Like, it's not a hatred, it's you valuing the thing so much that you need to protect it. You need to understand that. And I don't see, and me making the statement, of course, may lead to some cases in my life where I feel different because I want to be in certain places. But there's also just like the nature of humanity, right? Like, one big thing I was thinking about was love. Is love sacred anymore, right? And I'm going to make that the title, but, I just wanted to just sit here and think about it. I'm writing in my list. Is love sacred anymore? Because it feels like a lot of times sometimes I feel like people just get in relationships just to show other people they're in a relationship. I don't feel like a lot of people are truly expressing their genuine love or care for certain things, and they're doing it in a way that is causing love to now just be a word and not a feeling, And I feel that if we want to alter some sort of direction of our society, or if we want to, establish a precedent in a sense, we have to start protecting the things like love that are supposed to be cherished and sacred. When you get a brand new toy, hold up, we're grown now, when you get a new car, for instance, right, you love it, right? You worked so hard to get that thing, and you take extra care of it, right? You wash it, clean it, you put premium gas in there. You do all these sorts of things because what you value, and you cherish it because you know what it means, right? You understand that it's more than just for some people, A to B location sort of thing. For some people, that is their second home. Some people work so much that that's where they live. Some people literally live out their cars. So for you to be able to have something like that means so much to you, right? But what happens when you have either a friend or, some other individual, and there's a plane going over in case it's a little loud. But what happens when you have someone like that invade your space, invade this car, right? And say, for instance, one of your rules is, hey, we don't eat in the car. I don't want anybody eating in the car. But they are allowed. They're not allowed, but they don't respect that boundary. They enter it without the respect of the value and the real meaning of what you've created for that thing. And I feel like if we start to look at a lot of things from that perspective, and that's not to say we're going to exclude all these people, but it's to say we need to ask more questions. We need to ask more deep questions like, okay, does this person genuinely cherish this thing, right? If someone is going to get in your car and eat food, all you ask is them not to eat food. You don't care if they put their feet up on the dash. You don't care about all this other shit. You just say, hey, just don't eat food in the car, because I clean it all the time, right? You don't even eat food in the car. Well, that's a sign of disrespect of your space, and essentially disrespect for your sanction, your sanctity. I forgot the word. Your environment, we'll say, right? Your habitat, your ecosystem, your space. It's your space. It's your area, right? And that's why I think it's important for us to start looking at keeping things sacred being a way to just set a boundary and initiate some sort of like respect. Like, there needs to be some sort of level of understanding that, hey, you can't just enter this place, or you can't just do this thing any sort of way. And I think this is really important too, because a lot of people feel a certain way when you try to go to a certain club, or you try to get into a certain environment or event, right? And they may have a dress code, or they may, and sometimes there's other political, socio-economic things, whatever the case is, but let's just say they ask for you to wear a suit, right? You have a suit, but you just didn't want to wear it. That's not your style. Well, maybe that's just not the place you should be going to. Maybe that's not the place that you're supposed to be in. You should go where you're loved. You should go where you're welcome. And that just means, okay, hey, this place is trying to uphold a certain standard and protect something that keeps it, and keep that thing sacred, right? Like I said, everything is not meant for everybody. So if you are upset, and in society I see this all the time, and so I'm going to talk directly to you motherfuckers. If you feel like someone is disrespecting you because they're setting a boundary, or saying, hey, this is how I do something, or saying that this is how things are done, this is a tradition, this is a sacred thing, in very rare cases are you supposed to be the pioneer that shifts that perspective, right? Let's just keep it to this club example, right? If that place is wearing a suit, maybe it's because the person who owns it, right, at one point was just like you, and then they started wearing suits and it changed their life, and it put them in certain rooms in certain places, and now they want only people that are willing to respect themselves that much to enter their space. That's perfectly fine. Go the fuck somewhere else. Stop trying to cry online about some place not welcoming you, and find where you're welcome. So in short, we just need to keep things more sacred. We just need to demand a certain level of respect and boundaries for things that we value, and make sure people understand that, and do that through asking questions, and just being straight up honest and real, because some people just are not going to respect it, and that's okay. You just need to remove them from your life, or remove yourself from the environment, plain and simple. And so, yeah, hopefully this helps some of you guys. Like I said, always, I do have a community. It's either going to be down in the description or a link to my bio if you like these type of videos and you want resources related to some of the things I've talked about. You can go there, join my newsletter. All those things can be found there. So that being said, I love you guys. Just go make some shit sacred, bro. Protect your peace. That's it. Love y'all. Peace.